How's it going, guys? I'm Connor from Running Warehouse. Today I'm here with Chad, product line manager at Saucony, and today we are taking a deep dive into the new Saucony Guide 15. Now, Chad, the Guide has always kind of been that reliable, moderate stability shoe, but it's changed a little bit over the years. Can you tell us about where this shoe started and how it got to where we are today?
Yeah, exactly what you said, Connor. So the Guide is, in essence, that. It is a guidance shoe. It's the counterpart to the Ride, that brother-sister relationship. They've always had the same sort of stacks, the same drops, and one just has a little bit more support than the other. It's meant for that runner that needs just a little bit of extra guidance on their run.
Now, first on up, taking a look at the midsole, we do have a complete revamp. Tell us a little bit about the compound we have here. I know we still have power run, but it's been tweaked a little bit. And then about those stack heights, has it been raised a little bit?
Yeah, so this is a new evolution of our power run compound. So the blend that we use, this is an EVA blend. This is a little bit lighter weight. It's a little bit more resilient. It has a higher energy return. The other thing that we did is we lowered the density of this material. So it's a little bit softer underfoot, gives you a little bit more of that compliancy or that squishy feel that you get when you run in a shoe. And it really has helped to deliver a great experience. The other thing about that is because of all those attributes and because of that lighter weight, we were able to raise the stack heights. So we actually raised the midsole part itself. We raised the center line, that part that the foam itself is built on, by about 2 millimeters. In addition to that, we also raised the sidewall. So you can see it comes up a little bit higher, and that just cradles the foot, lets you sit into that tooling rather than sitting on top of it.
So you're gonna get a softer, more comfortable experience, a little bit more cushioning underfoot, so you're gonna have that cushioning to go those longer distances, pound out those miles. And then of course, we've got the stability aspect of the shoe with the medial posting. Can you tell us about the update with the posting and how it's gonna offer that kind of moderate level of stability?
Yeah, so as we mentioned before, we talked about that power run blend and it being a little bit softer, a little bit more compliant. That squish is gonna allow for us to make a more adaptable medial post or adaptable guidance frame. So what we did here is we actually cored out our TPU guidance frame from the 13 and the 14, and what we did was we created this Holotech support system. And so it's just a cored out piece, and it gives you just the amount of support that you need, but it works really nicely and in tandem with that softer foam around it.
And do you feel like this medial posting is gonna feel maybe a little bit more natural and maybe a little bit more smoother as you're going through your gait?
Yeah, so it still has some nice torsional rigidity, but it does give you a little bit less of that lateral motion. So you have a little bit more flexibility from side to side, which will allow for a really nice smooth down or lay down feel.
So a great ride to the shoe, but still that same stability experience you come to expect from a Guide. Now, moving on down to the outsole, gotta talk about the rubber. Give us a little bit of a rundown on the rubber placement and some of these new flex grooves.
Yeah, so we use our XT900 rubber. This is a really high density rubber that's very durable, and that's also in tandem with that power run foam around it. So our power run blend is actually very durable itself in terms of ground contact and allows for some nice traction. When we get into the forefoot, we give you a really nice sort of chevron pattern and some nice flex grooves that are very numerous. And that allows for a nice flexibility in the forefoot, but also a high surface area content on the ground itself, giving you a little bit of that added traction. The other thing I want to point out is as we look medially from heel to toe, you can see that rubber runs all the way full length. And that constant contact gives you a little bit added support as you go from that gait face.
And one other thing, this flex groove that kind of runs from the lateral side all the way down to the bottom, can you talk about, because especially in the middle of this shoe, it almost is a pretty deep cutout. Tell us about this cutout and how that's gonna feel on foot.
Yeah, there's some great ways to save weight, and one of them is creating channels or grooves medially, laterally, and these flex grooves that run longitudinally along throughout the shoe as well. One of the things that is different with this product versus some of our others is this kind of C-shaped curve, which moves and follows the gait that we want you to take within this product, knowing that people will strike a little bit more in their outside heel and slowly guide to that medial toe. And this sort of just lets you track and keeps you going straight.
And finishing this shoe off, we got to talk about the upper. Now, the guide is kind of a fit people come back to year after year. Can you tell us about some of the updates with this upper, but still retaining that same guide feel people have come to know and love?
Yeah, you know, when we talk about the upper, we want to talk about how the foot sits inside the shoe. So we talk a lot about the last. And one of the things that we did with this product is we actually removed our top sole last and created a new last specifically for this that allows you to sit nice and contoured inside this footbed. And what we did was we added a 7mm Power Run Plus sock liner just above our Power Run midsole. So you have this adaptability and contouring that's happening underneath the foot. And that works in tandem with our form fit system, which wraps throughout the upper of the foot. So the entire last, the way that your foot sits in the shoe, all of that is really adaptable and able to sort of modify to the user itself so that they get to have this sort of personalized experience on their run.
Well, Chad, I feel like the Guide 15 is a fantastic update. You still get that moderate level stability you've come to know and love, but a little bit smoother. You still get that reliable cushioning, but now a little bit higher stack height, and then you still get that comfort. And on top of all that, an even lighter weight package. I feel like the Guide 15 takes what you've learned from the last couple versions, enhances it for 2022. If you're looking to get this shoe on your feet, you can find it here now at runningwarehouse.com.